All right, welcome everybody to the broadcast tonight. So we're talking about eBay user IDs just briefly, and this probably won't be a very long conversation because it's pretty straightforward and to the point. But it's surprising how many people I'll say, "Hey, give me your eBay username," or "What's your eBay username?" and they have no idea what I'm talking about. So I want to talk about what it is, how to find out what yours is, why we need it, so on and so forth. Um, you may not remember, but when you first registered for an eBay account, you actually had a user ID created. It is not your email, that's for sure. So your user ID, you may log into your eBay account with your email and a password, but you can also log in with a user ID. And if you don't know what your user ID is, let me first just show you how to find it. Okay. So on this particular account, I don't know if you guys can see this very well. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can. Anytime I want you to find your user ID, the easiest way to do it is come up here to the top left-hand side of your screen right here. And usually it's going to say hi and then your first name. And you'll see there on my screen it says hi Trevor. Okay. And then if I take my mouse and I roll my mouse over that and click on this little arrow next to my name, it brings up a little box here. Okay. And you can see, actually, let me delete my drawing real quick. There we go. Okay, so you see it says my name, Trevor R. Shipp, and you see just below that in bold lettering, it shows T.Ship, right? You see that? T.Ship. And then in parentheses, it has a number and a star next to it. Okay, well, T.Ship is this account's username. That's my eBay user ID for this account, T.Ship, okay? And that score in parentheses out to the right of it is my feedback score, which means 765 is the number of times somebody has left me commentary on a transaction that they've had with me on eBay. Okay, that's for this particular account. That's one place you can find it. All right, the other place is you can come up here to the top right where it says My eBay. If I click on My eBay up here, I'm going to see it again listed kind of in the middle of the screen right here. There's my username again, okay? T.Ship. Right? Pretty straightforward. Now, guys, does my username really matter, like what it's actually called? Because that's usually the next question I get. So we covered where do I find my username, right? We just did that together. The next question is, does it matter what my username is? So I'll get a few of you guys who have older eBay accounts, and we tell you to use your older account, but you're like, oh, well, my username is called something kind of funny, right? It's not really business related. I use my dog's name and the number of kids I have, right? And I put that together and that became my username, or whatever the case may be. In your opinion, maybe for those of you guys who are here live with me right now, do you feel like the username matters on eBay? Do we care what it actually is? Should it be in relation to your business, or is it okay to have anything? What do you guys think? While you're thinking about that, let me just tell you why your coach sometimes asks for your username. Yeah, most of the feedback right now I'm getting is from you guys saying it doesn't matter necessarily, and I agree with that. Okay, your username could be unicorns and polar bears, and you could sell thousands of items on eBay without a problem at all. I'm telling you, the username, as long as it's not something offensive, isn't going to hurt you or help you one bit. So can it be your name or part of your name? It could be. Could it be your favorite color mixed with your favorite car or animal? It could be. I'm telling you, it does not matter. At some point in time, if you get I don't know if your eBay store takes a turn for one specific niche and all you're selling in that store is, say, something having to do with jewelry, then yes, I would brand your username. You can change it, and we'll talk about how to change that here. But 99.9% of you who are selling on eBay are going to be selling a hodgepodge of stuff. So therefore, whatever new username you have is fine. And you'll never hear me try to get you to change it. I'll show you how to change it tonight, but I mean, I'm just showing you that just in case in the future you want to, or like maybe you feel uncomfortable with it for one reason or another. Okay, so sometimes you'll find your coach will ask you for your username, and here's why. A lot of times I'll ask for my clients' usernames because I want to look up their stuff. So, and here's what I'll do. So I'll go to ebay.com, and then right over here at the top right, there's this little advanced link over here. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, so I'm going to circle it right here. See how it says advanced there? And let me click on that. And then right here under advanced, I first click on this option right here, by seller. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a username, right? Whatever username I want to put in here. Whatever that is. I don't have a username that I'm going to put out. Maybe I'll put in this one right here. That just randomly came up. Here's a seller's user ID. And I type that in and I hit search. Assuming that's your user ID, then it'll take me over and show me the listings from that person. So that's why your coach is like, hey, send me your user ID. I need your user ID, because if they have that, they can come in and actually review your stuff. Here's the problem though. Okay, if you're a seller who, let's say you just barely listed something a couple hours ago and then you email me as your coach the username and I go and try to look it up on eBay, I probably can't find it. Even though you officially listed the product on eBay, it won't actually display here until 24 hours passes. So if you do want me as your coach to review your stuff, or whoever your coach is, list it, put it live, wait 24 hours, and then email them your username. And then they can do just what I was showing you guys how to do here. They'll look up your stuff, and then they can review your products that you have listed. But it has to be a 24-hour wait on that. That's just an eBay thing. The nice thing is, it's like if we find something that we want you to change, you can change it. You can still edit it once you've put it live, and you should be fine. So anyway, that's why your coach wants your user ID, if that makes sense. Okay, let's talk about how to change it real quick, in case you really wanted to change your user ID. So go to your My eBay account, which is where I am right now. And then I want you to first click on this option right here, account. I just circled it. So I'm going to click on account there. And then the next page, I want you to click on this one right here, which for some of you will probably say personal information. Others will say business information, but this is the link you want to click on. It's usually there at the top left. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, and then it's going to take you to a page here that's got some different options on it. It's got your account type. Mine is a business. Yours may say personal. If you ever want to upgrade your personal to a business account, you can click edit right here and do that right on the spot. You'll see directly underneath that though, here's the section for the user ID right here. So there's my user ID. Again, there's a third spot. It's actually showing up here as well, right? And if I wanted to find it again, I could come up here to the top left and find it right here. So it's plastered all over the place. And if I want to edit it, I just click on this edit button right here, and I'll just show you what that looks like when I do it. Again, this is if you wanted to change your user ID. And I know a few of you, like to make that change. It's going to have me re-sign in real quick. It takes me to a page that looks like this. It says, change your username. We'll be happy to help you change your username. Please keep the following in mind. Advantages: you can change to a username that is related to what you buy or sell. So branding is the advantage. The disadvantage: your trading partners may not be able to find you as easily. If you've been in business on eBay for a long time and you all of a sudden change your username, maybe people who have bought from you before maybe won't recognize you. Anyway, it's not a huge concern. But then you'd come in here and you would type in what you want your next username to be. Okay. You can separate by dashes. You can use underscores. Whatever is fine. I'm not going to really spend much time here because honestly, most of you guys aren't going to need to do this anyway. If you've already got an eBay user ID, you don't need to change it. It's probably good enough, but this is where you would go if you wanted to change it. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it. I mean, I'm not going to go into any more detail on that. You now know where to find your user ID. You now know how to change it if you so desire to change it. You know that it's really not overly important what it's called, so call it whatever you want. You know that later, if you really get entrenched in a niche, that you can change it and you can brand it to a business name. You can't change it to like a .com, so you can't ever change your eBay username to your website address. eBay won't let you do that because they don't want you advertising their stuff. But overall, guys, that's what I wanted to accomplish tonight. I know this is very simple and straightforward for a lot of you, but this is a topic I have to cover with a lot of my newer clients, and I wanted to make sure you all would be able to do that, especially when we need to see your listings and we want to find your username and you're not sure how to find it. You should now know. Okay? So, guys, thanks for coming along. And by the way, just schedule for the rest of the year here for our eBay trainings. Next week, I'm going to be gone, something having to do with Christmas with my kids. So I can't do next week. The following week, I'll be out of the office all week long. That's the week after Christmas. So we won't have a webinar then. I believe our next webinar won't be scheduled then until January. I think it's the 3rd of January we'll do it. So just mark that in your calendars. We'll make a note on the website so everybody's aware of that. If I don't talk to you all sooner, have a Merry Christmas and good luck with your eBay business throughout the remainder of the holidays. Thanks again.